So at the closing ceremony, what we did was to adopt the speeches that the chairman of the NLD and I made at the opening ceremony, and also we adopted the reports presented to the meeting by the executive committee and by the other committees, the reports on the work of the NLD to date, the report on the economy, report on agriculture, report on our legal aid committee, the report on human rights, and the report on the constitution. And then we adopted several resolutions. The first one was that we regarded the term of the elected representatives as valid until such time as Parliament has met and decided what their term of office is going to be. And until the end of that official term decided in Parliament by the delegates themselves, we consider them as legally elected representatives of the people. And we also adopted a number of other resolutions. As I mentioned, with regard to the two speeches made at the opening ceremony, those were adopted. It was decided that these speeches were agreed upon and adopted, also the papers represented. And with regard to human rights, we adopted the resolution that the terms of the General Assembly resolution on the human rights situation in Burma should be adopted. We also agreed with and adopted the report of Professor Yuzo Yokota, and we moved to thank him for all that he has done for human rights in Burma. The conference resolved to accept the new executive committee, which was appointed last year, in which Uteun were elected as deputy chairman and I was elected as general secretary. And we adopted a resolution urging the SLOC to release all political prisoners. And another resolution urging the authorities to release all those who have been arrested since the 19th of this month, those who were arrested in connection with this conference. We also ask that the Elections Commission present its report as soon as possible, because the time is long past when it should have presented it. And we moved that the SLOC act in accordance with the letter written by our chairman on the 25th of March of this year, asking that Parliament be called to session. Then we adopted the resolution that dialogue is the only way and it should be initiated as soon as possible. We also adopted a resolution endorsing the move of the NLD to refrain from attending the National Convention until such time as substantive political dialogue has taken place. We also adopted a resolution endorsing the view of the delegates of the NLD to the National Convention, in which we declared that Parliament should be supreme and should be made up only of elected representatives of the people. With regard to the armed forces, we recognize that the Commodore is a necessary institution in this country. And in this resolution, we endorse the view of the NLD that the armed forces should be an honorable institution which will take care of the defense of the nation and which will help to bring about democracy. Then we adopted a number of resolutions in the process of the nation. I think perhaps I better not go into details about these resolutions because it will take a long time. It won't leave you much time to ask questions. We also asked that restrictions on our organization be removed. We also moved a resolution endorsing and supporting the views of our Chairman Uam Shui when he wrote to the Chairman of the law protesting against the actions of the Union Solidarity and Defense Association. We adopted a resolution with regard to our future work, which should be based on unity, and that we would accept the leadership of the Executive Committee until such time as we are able to hold party congresses throughout the country to elect our Executive Committee in line with democratic processes. And the conference moved to accept the leadership of the Executive Committee. And then we adopted a resolution to ask the